Holding space. Wow. Now, this is a fascinating one, I find. You may have seen posts on social media. People might have said to you, are you able to hold space for your child, for yourself even, or maybe for your partner? And you've thought, I'm not even really sure. Well, what does that mean? What does it look like? What does it sound like? So here's my simple guide to holding space. So holding space is very much about being in the moment. So being in the moment is not thinking ahead, not trying to figure things out, not trying to rationalize things. So for example, your child says, I don't want to go to bed, or I'm not coming off my phone. So in that moment, holding space is going to be hard. It's going to be hard because your survival mechanism, your nervous system, your autonomic nervous system running in the background will probably have got flicked into fight flight mode. So you're now defending or attacking. So you may very well start rationalizing, giving lots of reasons. You might get angry, you might even get shouty. That's not holding space. Holding space is taking a breath, a serious breath or two, and then responding rather than reacting with, oh, is this feeling really hard for you right now to go to bed or to give up your phone? And then being quiet. So in that moment, you are holding a safe, emotional, relational, energetic space for them to check in with themselves. And they don't have to necessarily tell you how they feel, but it gives that moment of actually mum or dad or whoever it is cares how I'm feeling in this moment, and cares that maybe this is hard for me. So we hold space by holding this quiet and not jumping in and not giving lots of rational explanations. So you might be thinking, well, that's all very well, Jane, but the child has got to go to bed or has got to give up their phone because it is time for bed now. So holding space then goes on with, so it's tough for you to go to bed right now. And is that because it's feeling a bit annoying for you? And again, then be quiet. That's holding space. So holding space is a bit like, you can see the river there. If you were swimming in the river and you wanted to pause for a bit, you would do what's called treading water. You just keep a bit of motion going in your legs so that you could stay where you are pretty much in the water rather than swimming forwards. So that's what you're doing when you're holding space. You are respectfully, compassionately and authentically treading water to show that you care how much this feels for them, what this feels like for them, the fact that they are going to have to go to bed and they are going to have to give their phone up. That is holding space. Now, don't expect to flick a switch and be able to do it. You might be able to, but it's really hard. Why is that? Well, because no one has probably ever held space for us. Most people we talk to as adults, if we say something like, I'm really struggling with my partner at the moment, or I'm really annoyed with something my dad said in the WhatsApp group, they will immediately jump in with solutions or, oh, that's terrible. Ooh, they've been really mean to you, blah, 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 blah. Which, yes, it might be affirming, but that's not holding space. Holding space when we receive it is, again, something similar to what we do for our child. Wow, they did what? Oh, tell me about it. Wow. And then they listen and they might say, God, what did that feel like? And then again, they listen. And then maybe at the end of the conversation, they might say, ooh, I think I might have felt like that too, rather than maybe taking the other point of view of the other person or explaining it. So holding space, it's something to practice. If you can start doing it in daily life away from your loved ones, so maybe with someone in the shop who pushes in front of you, someone who jumps in another situation where they're not your loved ones, because it's harder to hold space for them, sadly, it just is. Then practice. I've been triggered, I'm feeling annoyed, breathe. I don't need an answer. I don't need to fix this or tell them what to do or how to do it. I just need to allow them the space to feel how they feel and feel supported in it.